So in today's video, I'm going to show you an easy way to make floral watercolor lettering that's ideal for prints. The best thing about this is that you can create multiple unique products that can be customized to celebrate names, places, and events. In this video in particular, I'm going to make a custom anniversary poster. This time the watercolor effect is coming from the Backrun paper texture and the regular watercolor brushes. The first thing that I'm going to do is use the text tool in Procreate to use this cool kind of Bodini font to make a kind of template for me to paint on top of. And it's optional, but I really like to stretch out this font just a little bit. So to do that, I'm going to rasterize this text layer. Then I can use the arrow tool, set to freeform, and I can stretch it just a little bit vertically. I just think it has a nicer look. Now to use this as a template, I'm just going to lower the transparency super low. Because I'm on camera and I still want it to show up, I think I'll use it around 12 or 13%. But in your case, I recommend lowering it all the way down to 2 or 3%, just so it's not distracting you while you're painting. And to start painting, I'm going to make a new layer above our lettering. And I'm going to start with the hard edge brush. And what I recommend doing is using a few shades of green to first do some short stems. So I'm just going to go over this and add a couple of lines just randomly. Next, I'm going to use a slightly darker version of that green, maybe a little bit more yellow. The same brush though, but at a larger size, and I'm going to do a bunch of stroke-based leaves just like this. So I'm starting very lightly, pressing hard, and then light again just to sort of taper it off. So this lettering is going to have two types of leaves. This is the first type, the long leaves, but after that I'm going to go through it again using a lighter color, and I'm going to do a bunch of small leaves like this, just so the lettering isn't just one type of leaf. And to finish up the leaves, I'm going to go over it one more time with a pretty light version of that same green, and I'm just going to create some random, loose, small leaves that just fill in these empty spaces. And once everything is pretty well filled out, I can just switch off our lettering layer and then move on and do the flowers. And for those, I like to do them on a layer above the leaves. I'll just use a red or pinkish color for these ones. And I like to start with a light version first, and then I use the fine liner pen, and I'm just going to quickly go over this and do a bunch of simple kind of silhouettes of flowers, because I'm going to go over it again later and add more detail. And to finish up these flowers, I'm just going to choose a darker color, a smaller brush size, and I'll just do a bunch of dots around the center there. And I'm going to finish up these flowers, and then I'll do one more set of yellow flowers next. And the reason I did the flowers on their own layer is because often they end up with the colors not being bright or vibrant enough. So to fix that, I'm just going to increase the saturation a little bit, and maybe the brightness as well. Now we're almost done. The last step is to make another new layer above everything and just add a couple of random line details. So I think I'll choose a light green tone, fine liner pen, and I'm just going to go over and add a bunch of random line details to maybe every 1 in 10 leaves. And this one could also use a couple of darker lines as well. So I'm going to do that, but very sparingly. And there we go. I think the lettering is finished. So just to keep this simple, I'm going to merge all those layers onto one. And then real quick, I'll make a new layer and draw my little ampersand symbol in the middle. And this one is almost done. All I need to do now is kind of mess with my layout here and then drop in my text arrangement. And for me personally, I really like the text arrangement to be pretty small because again, the main focal point here is the hand-lettered text. And there we go, this hand-lettered watercolor print is all done. And here's a look at the final result. And that pretty much wraps it up. As always, if you think I've earned it, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thanks again for all your support, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.